Hey guys, welcome to Mike Talks Movies. I'm Mike Shea, and we're talking about the Oscar nominations for this year's show. And, do I have some thoughts. The 91st Academy Award nominations have finally hit the internet, and, yeah, they're not good. They're just not good. This is a weird year for Oscar nominations. Pretty much the entire list comes down to 3 movies that I think are pretty much going to take a clean sweep to the entire award thing. There's a couple nominations that I just don't support, and there's a couple missing that kind of make me feel like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Like, just what the hell? So let's pull the list up here. We're going to do this in real time. We're going to start at the bottom of the list and work our way up. So going down to the very bottom, we've got Best Writing, Original Screenplay. We've got The Favorite, First Reformed, Green Book, Roma, and Vice. I think one of these comes down to either Green Book or Vice. I've seen 3 of these. I've seen Green Book, I've seen Vice, and I've seen The Favorite. I love Vice. I love all 3, but I think it's going to come down to either Green Book or Vice, and I'm leaning towards Green Book. Not a whole lot to talk about there. Same thing with this one. Writing, Best Adapted Screenplay, A Star is Born, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, Black Klansman, Can You Ever Forgive Me, If Beale Street Could Talk. Now, this one I'm a little strapped on. I have not yet seen The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, Can You Ever Forgive Me, or If Beale Street Could Talk. Those 3 I still need to see. Black Klansman is fantastic, and A Star is Born is fine. I think that one goes to Black Klansman. Then we get into visual effects. Now this is where I start to take more of an interest, where it becomes a little more interesting. Solo, a Star Wars movie, it wouldn't be the Oscars if a Star Wars movie wasn't nominated. Ready Player One, First Man, Christopher Robin, and Avengers Infinity War. Now I have seen all of these. I think it goes to Ready Player One. I love Infinity War. I think it goes to Ready Player One. And then I honestly never want to hear about that movie again. I like the movie. I love the book even more. And I thought there was a lot of stuff they left out that was important, that would have made the story mean a bit more. I like the movie a lot. I really do. But if it doesn't go to that one, I think it probably goes to First Man. Solo Star Wars movie is Star Wars is fine. And Infinity War I love. But I'm honestly a little insulted that this is pretty much the only award it's been nominated for. I think it actually is the only award it's been nominated for, and I think that's kind of insulting, especially other things considered. So now we go into sound mixing. Now, the sound awards were the ones that I was the most curious about this year. The nominations for sound mixing are Black Panther, Bohemian Rhapsody, First Man, Roma, and A Star is Born. I've seen 4 of these. I have not yet seen Roma. Honestly, I think it probably goes to Bohemian Rhapsody. The way they were able to blend in the recording of Freddie Mercury's vocals and make it look like it really was coming from Rami Malek, I really enjoyed. First Man's an interesting one. I think that one's also a pretty solid contender. The way they did, like, being on the moon, or the sounds of being in space or in those rockets was really good. A Star is Born, you can make the same argument for that you did for Bohemian Rhapsody. I just think Bohemian Rhapsody did it better, considering the challenge they really, with A Star is Born, it was their already recorded voices. They didn't have to try as hard. Black Panther is a weird one. I'm not sure why that has a sound mixing nomination. The sound was good, but I don't know. That's a weird one. Now, sound editing, this is the one where I'm going to start putting my foot down. So again, we have Black Panther, Bohemian Rhapsody. It's the same. It's 4 of the 5 movies from sound mixing. Instead of A Star is Born, we have A Quiet Place. And A Quiet Place had better win this award. Let me tell you something, okay? I'm a sound guy. Sound is my thing. I'm all about sound. A Quiet Place had some of the best sound editing I have seen in a movie in years. Years. That movie deserves to win Best Sound Editing far and away over the other 4. The way that the scenes sounded when the father and son are at the waterfall, or anytime it was from the daughter's point of view who's deaf. The way that sound itself was a character in the film. Far and away, A Quiet Place deserves this sound editing award. The other ones are fine, but maybe Bohemian Rhapsody, maybe First Man. A Quiet Place deserves this above everything else. Now we get to the short film categories. I haven't seen any of these, so I'm not going to comment on them because I haven't seen any of them. I have them, I just haven't seen them yet. Production design, This one gets a little interesting. You've got Black Panther, Roma, The Favorite, First Man, and Mary Poppins Returns. I honestly think this either goes to Black Panther or Mary Poppins Returns. The Favorite, Roma, First Man, all fantastic designs, everything. First Man, I think, is definitely a contender. I do love that movie. But the way that Black Panther really made Wakanda feel like a real place. And of course the stuff with Mary Poppins when, you know, they're in the fantasy world or whatever you want to call it. Some really clever designs. I think it goes to one of those two. Now we get into the music categories. Again, I'm a big sound guy. I love music, so let's talk about some music. Best original song, we've got All the Stars from Black Panther, which was Kendrick Lamar. We've got I'll Fight from the movie RBG. We've got The Place Where Lost Things Go from Mary Poppins Returns, Shallow from A Star Is Born, and When a Cowboy Trades His Spurs for Wings from The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. I think you can give it to any one of these, really. I think A Star Is Born's probably going to take it. If not A Star Is Born, then I'd probably give it to Mary Poppins Returns, honestly. But I think A Star Is Born walked with this one. Now we get to the best original score, which is Black Panther, Black Klansman, If Beale Street Could Talk, Isle of Dogs, or Mary Poppins Returns. I honestly think you either give this one to Isle of Dogs or Black Panther. I'll be honest with you. Isle of Dogs was so good. I love the Fantastic Mr. Fox, and Isle of Dogs was great. And, you know, the score's done by the amazing Alexandria Desplat. But man, Black Panther's score was awesome. But also Black Klansman, man. Black Klansman, you know, the music. I will say the music nominations this year are tougher to pick one for than they have been previously. Makeup and hairstyling, you've got Border, Mary Queen of Scots, and Vice. I think it goes to Vice. Foreign language film, have not seen. Film editing. Now, the actual film editing itself, we've got Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favorite, Green Book, and Vice. I think Bohemian Rhapsody walks away with this one, like, by a landslide. Again, the film aid, or the live aid part of the film at the end, takes it. Documentary short subject, I have not seen. Documentary feature. This is where I get angry. The documentary feature nominations are Free Solo, Hail Country This Morning, This Evening, Minding the Gap, Of Fathers and Sons, RBG. Where the is Won't You Be My Neighbor? Why is the Mr. Rogers documentary not on this list? I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me at all why it's not on this list. I want to get into a fist fight with someone over this. This does not make any sense at all. Or Three Identical Strangers, which is another one. But Won't You Be My Neighbor was a documentary that I remember hearing about like years before it came out, like 2 years before it came out. And I could not wait. This movie was so loved by people that the indie theater here in my town kept having to extend their hours and like knock off screenings of other indie films to make room for more screenings of Won't You Be My Neighbor. Like when Hearts Beat Loud came out, there was like 2 showings for it because they had to make room for more showings of Won't You Be My Neighbor. They kept it way longer than they kept any other film. Like people were going out in droves. I went and saw this movie at like 12:30 on a Tuesday, okay, 12:30 in the afternoon, and the theater was packed. People were going out like mad to see this movie. I don't know why it didn't get nominated. Now we get into Best Directing. We have Black Klansman, Spike Lee, Cold War by Powell Pawlikowski. I apologize for the name. The Favorite by Yorgos Lanthimos. Again, I apologize for messing up the names. Roma by Alfonso Cuarón. Vice by Adam McKay. I think this one goes to Spike Lee for Black Klansman. Black Klansman is a damn masterpiece, and I think Spike Lee really showed why he's a beloved director to begin with Black Klansman. I think Vice could take it. I know Roma, excuse the yawning, I know Roma is getting a lot of love right now, and I feel like it goes to Black Klansman, maybe Vice. I think Vice is going to be the big upsetter this year. Now we get into costume design. We've got Mary Queen of Scots, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, Black Panther, The Favorite, and Mary Poppins Returns. I think either Black Panther or Mary Queen of Scots walk away with this one. The costume design in Black Panther was to die for. Mary Queen of Scots brought that. It's tough whenever there's a period piece. Whenever you've got a period piece like Mary Queen of Scots, it's tough to come at it for stuff like costume design and makeup and production design because they put so much work into those period pieces. But I think Black Panther has a chance of taking that one away. Now we get into cinematography. We have A Star is Born, Cold War, The Favorite, Never Look Away, and Roma. Honestly, give it to any one of these. I think A Star is Born might take it. I don't know. That seems like a weird 5 for this category. Now we get into animated feature film, and it's Incredibles 2, Isle of Dogs, Mirai, Ralph Breaks the Internet, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Into the Spider-Verse is going to take this one and run away with it, hands down. I love Isle of Dogs. I love Incredibles 2. I haven't seen Mirai or Ralph Breaks the Internet. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is going to take this one and run away with it, and no one's going to be able to catch it. All right, now we get into some acting awards. Let's talk about some acting awards. Best Actress in a Supporting Role. Amy Adams for Vice, Marina Tavara for Roma, Regina King for If Beale Street Could Talk, Emma Stone for The Favorite, Rachel Weisz for The Favorite. I think it's going to either Emma Stone or Rachel Weisz. That movie is fantastic. Amy Adams could be the upset for this one. She was fantastic in Vice. We look at actor in a supporting role. We've got Mahershala Ali for Green Book, Adam Driver for BlacKkKlansman, Sam Elliott for A Star is Born, Richard E. Grant for Can You Ever Forgive Me, Sam Rockwell for Vice. I think either Mahershala Ali for Green Book or Adam Driver for BlacKkKlansman takes this one. I'm a little shocked Mahershala Ali got Best Supporting Actor and not Best Actor, but it is what it is. But Adam Driver in BlacKkKlansman, I'll say this, actor in supporting role. I am actually kind of surprised Topher Grace did not get nominated for BlacKkKlansman. I get why Adam Driver did, but Best Actress in a Leading Role. We've got Yalitza Aparicio for Roma, Glenn Close for The Wife, Olivia Colman for The Favorite, Lady Gaga for A Star is Born, Melissa McCarthy for Can You Ever Forgive Me. I think this one goes to Olivia Colman. I think Lady Gaga is fine in A Star is Born. I don't think she's Oscar worthy, but she might get that one as well. Now we get into actor in a leading role. We have Christian Bale for Vice, Bradley Cooper for A Star is Born, Willem Dafoe for At Eternity's Gate, Rami Malek for Bohemian Rhapsody, Viggo Mortensen for Green Book. I think this one comes down to Rami Malek or Viggo Mortensen or Christian Bale. I think Rami Malek deserves it the most. Viggo Mortensen in Green Book is incredible. Christian Bale in Vice as Dick Cheney, though, I'm telling you, I think Vice is going to be the sleeper upset of this year. I think this year's nominations, and I'm going to say this before we get to Best Picture, I think this year's nominations pretty much come down, the big ones come down to like 3 movies, and that is, or 2 movies really. 3. A Star is Born, Bohemian Rhapsody, and Green Book. I think those are the 3. But I think that Vice is going to be the one that, if there's an upset, Vice is going to be the one to cause that upset. With that being said, let's talk about the Best Picture nominees, because I have some issues. We have Black Panther, Green Book, Roma, BlacKkKlansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, A Star is Born, The Favorite, and Vice. I think this one either goes to Bohemian Rhapsody or A Star is Born or Green Book, maybe Vice. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Let's talk about Black Panther. I love Black Panther. Love Black Panther. I saw it 3 times in theaters. It is part of my regular Blu-ray rotation. It's right up there on the shelf. And I am so psyched to see a comic book movie getting nominated like this. I just don't think Black Panther's the one. I don't think Black Panther is the one. I don't get it. Now, granted, I am a middle-class white kid. It doesn't have the cultural meaning as it does for other people. I don't get it though. Just looking at it as a film, it is a fantastic film. I don't see why it's Best Picture worthy, especially when you take into account that we had Infinity War the same year. And I think Infinity War at the end of the day is a much more well put together film than Black Panther is. Love Black Panther. I'm so torn. I love Black Panther, and I always am saying, like, when is a comic book movie going to get nominated for Best Picture or for more than just a visual effects Oscar? And I'm so glad Black Panther did. I don't think it's the Best Picture nominee that we've been waiting for. Of all the ones that could have been nominated, why this one? Why this one? I'd really like to know why this one. I was surprised that Josh Brolin didn't receive a Best Supporting Actor nomination for Thanos. I just watched Infinity War again last night, and I really felt like it deserved a shot. But ever since the Oscars snubbed Logan the way they did, I've lost any hope I had for comic book movies when it comes to the Oscars. I don't know. But that's the list. Those are the nominations. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments down below. Let me hear you. Oh my God, I haven't been recording audio this entire time. So hopefully the audio doesn't suck. I apologize for that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. And yeah, it's going to be a weird Oscar season.